worse and worse.
Oh, I thought that was recent.
No, well, so that one that I just sent you is from like today.
Okay. So I started streaming.
Is
Oh,
it not?
weird. Yeah, but YouTube normally like gives you a chance to like initiate the stream on YouTube, but it just
Mm-hmm.
went. Like it's just
Oh, there it
going.
goes. Okay.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, well, hopefully now we can start having normal boring news again.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Now that
I,
all
I'm,
this
I'm excited for that.
I am also excited for boring news. Let's hear it for boring news in the chat.
Woo!
Woo! Oh.
Well, that was loud.
Oh, sorry.
I think you messed up your mic.
Well,
for
no.
a second.
I hold on. I'm gonna put my mic down. Can you still hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wait, you're on the phone, so you can hear me different.
Yeah.
All right, folks on
Hold
the
on,
YouTube,
hold on.
let us know
Let
on the
me-
YouTube. What are you doing?
Yeah, it sounds good on YouTube.
Okay, good. Because I have this fancy like meteor mic thing that I used to use, and it's apparently really quiet unless I've got it like right in my face, and I don't have any kind of mount to have it closer to my face. So I've been trying to use the mic that's built into my webcam, and because it's close to where I'm working. So, God, lighting switch. So yeah, I've been trying that, but it's been kind of like selectively sensitive and not sensitive. So when I scream really loud right close to the mic, it's probably not a good call. Also, welcome everyone. Let's see, we got David Hills, Crafting Troll, Jacob. Jacob is our guest host today, so he's on the line with me here.
Hello.
And we got Flynn Hammer, Spooky S Bone Man, Hurricane. Oh, Hurricane. I've not seen Hurricane before. Welcome, Hurricane. Hey, everyone. Just dropping in for a bit before my dentist appointment. Oh, God, Darth Bob. Good luck. Cheeto Master ending it on YMCA. Oh, I didn't. Did he end it on YMCA? The Big Orange Wonder? Oh, wait. You said you were not really paying attention.
That's wild, but I mean, I haven't heard about that, but that sounds like something he'd do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he was using John Bon Jovi songs, and then John Bon Jovi sued and started doing free stuff for the Biden administration to like try to get people to vote for them.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
I think he also used like a Neil Young song, didn't he? And Neil Young was pissed.
I think so. I'm not gonna pretend that I know like every single thing that happened because there's just
No.
like so much going on, you know.
Apparently, YMCA was his outro music. I did not watch his thing.
You
I
know,
watched
I
the
did
reels.
see SNL did something, and they pretended to have crap. The group that did YMCA, super famous,
Village
very
People.
iconic. Yeah, the Village People.
Yep.
They pretended to have like their Village People on, and they were like, we're like all gay. we don't vote for Trump except for like the construction worker. It was pretty funny. That was a good one.
Nice. So I'm just messing with stuff. So we got, Atelier's here. Good to see you, Atelier. He's on Insta. Does some good sculpting. And then Fernan the Sixth, that may or may not be one of my friends, who's a plant who has nothing to do with Warhammer. Good to see you, Fern.
I did not know that Clinton and Obama were falling asleep.
Oh, they were
by the
totally
speech.
asleep,
That's
man. They were
awesome.
super asleep. It was crazy. Like, first it was Clinton, and then I'm not sure Obama was asleep, but he looked like he might have been asleep.
I mean, that's just kind of how Biden talks, which is fine.
Yeah, as
Like,
if, like,
that's normal. That's normal for a politician.
and as if Biden has never fallen asleep during, like, one of Obama's things. Come
Oh, Biden falls asleep while he talks.
on.
I can at least appreciate that. But he's not going around like saying like, I hate people.
Good point. And in their defense, the sun was very strong. I was waiting for Biden to whip out his, like, come on, Joe, sunglasses.
So what's in the box?
Sorry, yeah. We should do like actual like hobby stuff.
Streaming hobby stuff, yeah.
So before we get to what's in the box, I had another like random thing I wanted to do before actually doing any work. So does anyone want to see the finished gun beast?
Yes.
Because I posted up a video this week of the gun beast in all of its glory. So I'll get that out and give you a little look-see. Oh, what the heck happened? Oh, hold on. Okay, you ready? Here it goes. Hopefully this works. Oh shit, that doesn't work.
That doesn't look like it. Oh, it's a
No!
it's unboxing. Whoa.
This is a joke, right? Serious goosebumps here?
Oh, spoiler alert!
Oh my god. Honestly, I'm speechless, and this doesn't happen too often to me. I know how much work this has been. Yeah.
That's my favorite part, the
Thank you
dog
so much.
moaning.
Really, I'm totally at loss for words. I have no idea. It's so horrifying, so beautiful, and I...
Alright, there's your big spoiler. So I don't know if you even caught that, because you're
Super
not...
good.
So, I can't show you the gun beast, because I don't have the gun beast. Because, situation was, back in the day, High Fleet Moloch, Marco Schusa, who was the lovely person you saw there, he bought me a bunch of Tyranid models, and it was the understanding, it was around the time that the Turvagon and the Hive Tyrant came out in plastic. He bought me a bunch of miniatures, and the idea was that he gave me these miniatures as like kind of payment for a couple of commissions that I was going to do for him. And why is Fernan the Sixth playing all hard? Like she's really into 40k. I don't really get it. Anyway, yeah, he bought me all these miniatures, and he was like, okay, this is going to be payment for that Tyranid Prime crucifix thing that I did for him. And I also want you to do me one more gun beast, and I want you to do a gun beast that's kind of like based on the Turvagon design and that kind of thing. But we remembered about, I feel like he remembered about the Prime, but I feel like he kind of forgot about the gun beast that he said that he wanted me to make him one. But like, it stuck around in my head, and like, I remembered that I owed Moloch a gun beast, and it kind of felt like this monkey on my back. So I was like, you know what? In the summer, when I got like inspired to make that gun beast, I'm like, oh man, maybe this is that gun beast that I owe Moloch that he probably completely forgot about. So when I was finishing up the Tyranid Prime, I feel a bit bad because I could have finished the Tyranid Prime like months ago, but I was dragging it out because I wanted to finish the gun beast and send them both together. So yeah. Oh, Peter Hampson's here. I think he might have missed that video, but oh well. So that was the I told Moloch that he had to videotape himself opening the package, and said that like, oh, I've put your like the Prime that you're expecting in there, but I've always put like a surprise, and I told him it was like a piece of Warp Shadow history, Blast from the Past, blah blah blah, whatever. So yeah, so that was the surprise. So all these people were like asking me, how are you gonna paint the gun beast? I'm like, not my problem, bud.
Everyone's curious about like how he's gonna paint it, which is cool.
I think
It'll probably be awesome. He's a good painter.
Yeah. Well, it's not going to be easy because, like, I thought about leaving it in pieces, but the reality is I need to assemble something to get it finished. Like,
yeah,
I'll work on something forever if it's in pieces, but for some reason when I put it together, I'm like, oh, it's almost done. Okay, now I can finish it.
I feel that.
But I made sure to keep it detached from the base so that he'd be able to get in and, like, paint the under areas and all that, but it's not going to be easy. The head is not attached, so he can paint the head separate and slap it on there. But
that's like the important thing.
Yeah.
Sub-assemblies.
Yeah, and it's got all those eyes and brains and all that shit on it. So, but Flynnhammer is saying the important thing: which Hive Fleet will he paint it? Flynnhammer, I'm pretty sure he's going to paint it as his Ouroboros scheme, the pale one, like the more recent scheme. Because I don't think he's painted anything in the Hive Fleet Moloch scheme for like decades, maybe. Like I think he made a transition to the new scheme, and then just went from there.
I mean, it probably got boring after painting the same scheme for so long.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't even paint armies.
You just paint miniatures, and you get bored?
Yep. Like, I'm lucky if I finish a miniature.
Well, I can get that. I like making them more than painting them. Like building them.
I've been trying. So I've been messing with my 3D printer, and I've been trying to get just a unit. Like, I was gonna print something for that crew guy.
Yeah.
Because he accidentally bought an STL when he thought he was buying a miniature, so I offered to print it for him and just send it to him. But it's a really complicated miniature, so it's having issues.
Yeah.
So I just decided to try printing a unit of files that I have. It has been 4 days, and I still have like maybe a couple pieces by now. It's been ridiculous.
Yep, this is why I don't want a printer. Like,
Well, so it turned out I was doing a bunch of things wrong.
of course,
that's why,
because you've never done it before.
Yep, pretty much.
Like, I do photography. I think I've said this before about 3D printing.
Mhm.
I do photography. I do not own a printer. I pay someone else to maintain their printer and their paper and their ink for me when I need it. And then I can just go to them. So I take a similar perspective on 3D printing. Like, I'm just going to go to someone who's already gone through all the hard work that you're going through, who has it all figured out, rather than buying that printer myself, figuring that all out for myself, to print like maybe a few miniatures. But
Yeah.
I was talking to my wife about this the other night and saying how I was like giving more and more thought to learning something like Blender. At first I was like, no, I'm good with green stuff. But now I'm like, maybe I should actually try this.
Oh, hold on. Before you do, let me show you something, because I was thinking about learning Blender.
Yeah.
I'll send it to you on Discord.
Okay. While you do that, I'm going to open this exciting box.
Ooh,
Partially.
box. Okay. There it is. So I
Oh!
opened up Blender and instantly said, oh my god, and shut it back off.
Oh, yeah? Wait, how do I... Okay, hold on. This is the part where I don't end our call. Because it's super complicated? Yeah, it looks like there's a lot of shit in there, man.
Yeah, I couldn't even figure out how to like open up a file. It was that complicated.
Well, you gotta take a course. Like, I know I gotta take a
wanted to
course.
just like, so there's a lot of different programs you can use. Like, so Windows 10 comes with one called like 3D Edit,
Yeah.
which like isn't super hard. Like, I just wanted to like smush some stuff together, so something I could do that in Blender and have it like a little bit higher quality.
Yeah.
Because the 3D print kind of lowers file qualities a little bit.
Yeah.
And I couldn't even figure out how to do that.
Oh, wow. Okay, I remember, like, Pauly Smith went on Between the Bolter and Me, and he did an interview, and he was talking about there's two things. There's Blender, and there's Sketch. No, what's the other one? There's another one that everyone uses, and he said one of them is, like, if you're just getting started, you should start with one, because the other one has, like, a huge learning curve. And I think maybe Blender's the one with the huge learning curve, and the other one is the better one to start with.
Yeah, but the other one costs money and Blender's free.
ZBrush, thank you. Atelier, yeah, ZBrush is the one. Google SketchUp is the one that Brother Pink uses. Funny enough, Peter Hampson. But, oh, sorry, I'm missing some stuff. So, hey, Peter, welcome. If you just got here, you missed a video at the beginning that you probably want to see. So maybe you want to go back and watch that. I think you can do that on YouTube. And then, Flinhammer is officially, like, Lord of Tyranids because he saw this box, and he's like, wait, that's Russian. That box could be from Hydracast. Da-da-da-da! What's this? Oh, wow. That's really in there. I was worried about this because this box looked a little nished, but apparently the fine folks at Hydrocast have done this before. It is definitely from Hydrocast. So, full disclosure, I've been interested in what Hydrocast was doing for a long time, and oh my god, how am I going to get this out of here? Like, it's literally, look at this! It's like literally built into the box. I guess he has experience shipping things from Russia. Let's see, does that work? So I've been following Hydrocast for a while. I am, as you can maybe tell from the random stuff that I do on Instagram, I'm a bit of a snob when it comes to Tyranids, in the sense that, like, I really love encouraging people to convert Tyranids. But when it comes to, like, third-party Tyranids, it's hard to get them right, it feels like, because so many people do third-party Tyranids, and a lot of them look really weird, or like really awkward, or they have like extra armor plates, or they have like extra like barbs on them, or something like that just doesn't make sense from a Tyranid perspective. And I gotta say that Hydracast is one of the ones who's been doing like the most consistent work on third-party Tyranids and doing a really awesome job. And he's really been hitting it out of the park lately, like with his Pyrophage and his guard stand-ins. So yeah, I just like sent him a mail and I was like, hey buddy, like, been following your work for a while. I'd really love to maybe paint one of your... See, this is how you know that I really like his stuff. I mentioned painting it. I don't paint. But I was like, you know, I've been getting into painting Tyranids lately and I've been enjoying it, and like it'd be cool to like paint up one of his models. So yeah, he like sent these to me completely pro bono. He was just like, all right, I'll send them through. You see what you like, and maybe you can do some like a review of them. So that's, I think, what we're supposed to do when we do reviews, that we tell people that we were given these things and that we did not pay for them. However, he said he was going to give me the authentic experience. He's like, I'm not even going to clean them or anything. I'm just going to give them to you the way I give them, and you get to figure it out for yourself. So we got a Command Guard, which resembles a Hive Guard, and it's got the whole like gun sitch going on. Although wait, no, this one's got a sword and a shield, I think. And then we've got a Pyrophage, which is like a Pyrovore, but I think looks a lot cooler. So I think this is one of his newer miniatures. Oh man, this packaging is really sweet.
That looks pretty cool.
Damn, I was not expecting this.
So there's this game that came out from the original creators of XCOM called
Oh, I've
Phoenix
heard of
Point,
it. Yeah.
and the monsters look kind of like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love XCOM, so I've been kind of following Phoenix Point, but I don't know if it's quite XCOM.
I mean, it's different. It's on Xbox, or it's on PC with Xbox Game Pass. If you want to try it out for cheap.
I don't have PC or Xbox.
Oh wait, you have a Switch. My bad.
So when it comes out on Switch in like 18 years, maybe I'll give it a go. But I heard there's not much like narrative to it.
Yeah, I only saw like a little bit of it when I was like in kind of early access, and I guess besides gameplay, like the story stayed the same, so that's not a lot going on.
Oh, from the early game, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm really impressed with this packaging. Like, you got like a little... It's not like a box, but I don't really need a box. You got like a card there. It's got some assembly instructions.
Bag.
Yeah, it's a Ziploc bag that's just stapled in. That's really smart. And this is a real Ziploc bag. This is not those like crappy ones. This is like a hardy Ziploc bag. All right, what's happening in the comments?
Not much. They're just talking about like 3D printing programs or 3D sculpting programs.
Oh, gotcha.
Besides Peter Hampson saying that with a lot of third-party miniatures, they don't look right, even like the good ones, just because they're not GW.
Well,
but
and I've
like knockoffs. And I kind of agree, but it kind of depends.
So my situation is that I think I like commented on this to someone who was making third-party miniatures, and they're like, yeah, if we made them too close, then we'd get sued by Games Workshop. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure you're making them close enough that if Games Workshop wanted to sue you, they would. And I sometimes wonder if, like, it's challenging to get all the proportions right and all that stuff. So I sometimes wonder if that's like an easy defense for maybe, because it's a lot of work to like revise them and get them like right. So yeah. I sometimes wonder if that defense is just a way of kind of deferring the fact that it's hard to get the proportions right.
Hey, your lighting's looking weird.
So I adjusted it.
This is a little old. Okay.
If you wait, I was just messing around with it.
The contrast is really high. It's hard to see the bits.
Oh yeah? Well, it's maybe the bags. Let me get under the bags and we'll see what happens.
Okay.
So we got is that a third-party base? I think that's a third-party base. It actually feels a lot more intense than a Games Workshop base, like a lot sturdier. Let's see. What is the... Oh, yeah, it's a bit... The brightness is all messed. Hold on. I'm going to play with some lights. 1 sec. That is a little bit dark.
Alright, guys, what are you working on this week? And ladies.
Friends.
compatriots.
Okay. There we go.
Peter Hampson says that Nightmare miniatures do really good goblins that almost fit in with older Citadel sculpts.
Yeah.
And Darth Bob's talking about Hydrocast, and he really loves his Biovore model.
Oh, I don't remember what the Biovore looks like, but I'll have to look that up. So, initial feelings, the resin feels like good quality resin. I really like this little head in here for the Pyrophage thing. Hold on. Let's do this. Macro?
That looks pretty cool.
Yeah, so the... oh, do we need more light now? Hold on. Goddamn. Too many lights.
There we go.
So yeah, the head looks real good quality, I think. It's like a good Tyranid looking head.
That's too bright.
It's got some weird venty things sticking at the back. It's got a separate... This is interesting, that like the separate carapace plate goes in there to make the like kind of gap where the head fits in. So that fits on like that. And then, oh, there's a tail that goes in like this. I think. Yep. So there's the tail. And then we got some arms. I like the forward arms. I think they're pretty cool.
Can you darken it a little bit?
Yeah, one sec. I'm messing with all the lights.
Mm-hmm.
Where are my settings?
David Hill's working on aggressors, an impulsor, assault intercessors, and a bust. Flynn Hammer is still working on his giant. His patchwork banner is coming together slowly. Peter Hampson really likes that Pyrophage. Spooky S Bone Man is working on some Animaniacs themed rogue traders.
Animaniacs themed? That's a bit
you're gonna
much.
send us pictures of those.
That sounds pretty cool. Okay. Gotta figure out how these arms go in. I feel like I'm missing
Okay, that looks a
something.
lot better. That looks awesome.
Oh, there's little baby arms. I didn't realize there's little baby arms. That's kind of cute. Like there's like atrophied limbs that go in the front slot.
Oh, those look super creepy.
Yeah. And then, did I get this right? Oh, wait, did I fuck it up? Oh, are the arms in like a weird angle? I don't know what I'm...
I mean, it kind of makes sense if like the little baby arms were like forward like a T-Rex, and then like the big arms were like kind of splayed out like kind of like a T-pose.
Yeah. So there's how the bracing arm fits in. And then we got like a kind of a splayed... Oh, yeah. Kind of a splayed running claw thing that goes in as the hand. That's kind of cool. I like that.
Sick.
Yeah. The only point of contention that I have with Hydrocast Tyranids is their legs. I feel like sometimes their legs are a little too Gumby-y. I feel like on this guy the leg is pretty close to what a Tyranid leg would be. But I feel like on the Tyrant Guard it's a little more bendy, like a little too rubbery. And I've got to say that like when it comes to doing Tyranids and third-party Tyranids, it's often the legs that kill them for me. Which is tough. Like, I had to do some really messed up stuff with the Gunbeast legs to make it work. So... Oh, and is there a tail tip? Oh, no, there is no tail tip. This is the tail tip.
By rubbery, do you mean like it's the resin or the
No,
sculpt?
no, I mean the sculpt. I mean that the quality of the sculpt looks like it just kind of bent in really weird ways. The resin is solid on this, like, no question. This part of the back is kind of a bit random. That where the tail slots in, there's kind of like this... There's like this gap area, because it looks like there's like this big spore on the back, and then you have like the little kind of like...
Off camera, and... okay, there we go.
Little kind of spinal growth there, but then there's this kind of gap back here around the hips. So, I don't know, maybe put some more cabling in there or something, but not too bad. Like, considering the fact that you're going to be looking at the model from here, that's like the furthest possible point of reference, so who really cares? Yeah, but I'm really liking the head, and like the weird like anteater acid spray thing is badass, and I love that this armor plate is separate, because that didn't have to be like that, but that's a really nice touch. and put that on there. All right, let's see the
a lot easier.
let's see the warrior boy or the guard boy.
Back to comments. So Darth Bob really likes Hydracast Nids because he thinks they more closely evoke the old black and white art in terms of style.
Yeah.
Brett Evans is working on Plague Bearers, a fully custom Beast of Nurgle and Smash Bash. I'm not sure what that is. But
I think it's
of
a
starting
challenge.
a Nids army in the next few weeks. What was that?
I think it's like a challenge, the Smash Bash thing.
Okay, that makes sense.
Hold on, I'm just checking if we missed anything.
Darth Bob is also still working on the Faceless King. Hurricane
nice.
X87 is painting his Scar brand in a molten lava scheme right now.
Oh, that's not easy.
Yeah, that's pretty hardcore. Crafting Troll is sculpting some fairies, which is something I also need to do, but I'm not going to be able to get around to that for a long time. Atelier AG.
Atelier.
This kit really makes me want. What was that?
Sorry, it's French. Atelier.
Atelier. Okay.
Yeah.
Seeing this kit really makes me want to create my own resin kits. He's tried to do it before, or she, but resin casting is so difficult.
I think Atelier is a he.
Okay, he. Bone Man used Hydra's superglue trick to make the teeth for his Scaly Ogren conversion to be the runt half of his runt and Rita pairing. Peter Hampson. Regarding models, I've stuck together some 3rd edition Tyrant Guard and the main body of a metal Old One Eye. The claws and head are going to convert a plastic Carnifex into OOE. Oh, Old One Eye. Not sure about the body. He might make him into a Tyrant Guard Alpha or maybe an INQ-28 monster, which will be pretty cool for him.
Those old, I didn't like those old pewter Carnifexes when they were out, but now I wish I got some because their bodies are really cool. All right, so we're into Warrior Land now. And I can just say that, without reservation, some of these parts of these models, I'm like, some of these parts, I'm like, yeah, I really love this torso. Especially the view from the front is giving me all, hold on a sec. It's giving me all kinds of Doom tickles. It feels like some kind of crazy demon thing from Doom.
It looks like the Banshee, right? Like the big
yeah. This is not too dark, is it? Can you see this okay?
Yeah, it's focusing now. It looks good.
Yeah, so, the situation with these is that you got this guy, and then you take, because it's supposed to be like a Tyrant Guard, you put this in here, and then the tail's kind of, torqued around a bit much. I kind of want a longer, lower torso with maybe, a more warrior tail that, curves down and out to, increase the height. But I guess because he's trying to replicate Guard, they're pretty squat. So then the legs go in like this, and that's all of a sudden I think it's really hurting the line of the thing because you've got this badass torso. It's big badass torso.
He needs a bigger midriff.
Yeah, he needs to be taller. So we stick this in here, and it's yeah, okay, but I guess maybe if you put some long legs on him, but then you put these legs on him, and it's just super stumpy. And this leg is okay. You start to see the rubberiness that I'm talking about through here when you look at this piece of the leg. This piece of the leg on a normal Tyranid is supposed to be... Hold on, sorry. It's supposed to be... Where's the focus? It's supposed to be straight through here. But you see it's got kind of an S curve or a curve there. And it's trying to cram too much leg and not enough space. I guess to keep it short. But if you go over to this leg, this is where you really start to see it. This is the part that hurts me. It's because the leg is back and it's bending, but it's just not a line that we'd ever...
heck?
It's not a line you'd ever see on a Tyranid.
Yeah, that doesn't look like it would work.
No.
Organically.
Although, the tail is nice. I love the armor plates through the top of the tail. Down here, it gets, kind of weirdly ridged. A Tyranid tail would not be ridged on both sides like that. It would be ridged on the top and not the bottom. But that's, unique design. It's looking more like a segmented... it's actually looking like a xenomorph tail. It gives me, a segmented feel. It's got some armor plates.
It has, a rattlesnake rattle.
Yes, yeah, you're right. So yeah, Legs, I'm definitely going to do something else with. Because, like we said, this guy's got a badass torso, and he needs a big, honkin', like, is it a thorax? I don't know what it is. Lower torso to really, like, lean into his size and his might. And
so,
this isn't really doing it for me.
Yeah. So it kind of reminds me of, like, the Hydra from StarCraft. Where if, like, his lower section was, like, bigger and, like, a serpent kind of thing, he would look awesome.
Oh, the Hydralisk.
Yeah, the Hydralisk. That's what
Gotcha. Oh, there's even some like good like detail sculpted in here, like little like webbing detail. I love this head. Like this head, this whole torso is it for me. Like he did a great job. Even the like armor plates on the back are interesting. They're like ridged. They kind of like give me like a lictor kind of vibe. They got like the webbing in there, which is really nice. And then in terms of arms, I think like the one that I was most interested in is like the guard arms. So we got like a shield arm here, which is kind of like a cool ridge thing. Oh, I think this is actually supposed to have a whip attached to it. Not sure.
The shield has a whip?
Yep. So it's like so back in the day with the classic Tyrant Guard, you'd have like a spine shield. And then you'd have a rending claw and a lash whip. So it's kind of like combine the shield and the whip into one. So it's got like a whip piece, and the whip is cute. It's like an actual tentacle. It's got like suckers on it. Not so Tyranid, but kind of funky. So I think the idea is that you get like a shield arm, and then you get a sword arm. And a lot of people have done like bone swords. This is kind of like a bone lance, and I really dig it. Like I should
make a bone lance.
I think it's pretty awesome. Super cool. Because it goes away from that Tyranid thing where they're holding their weapons. Like this weapon really looks like it's grown into the arm.
Mm-hmm. Which makes sense for a Tyranid.
Yeah. Like I guess with a lance, actually it makes me think about how your comment that this could be a Hydralisk, like you put it on like a snake body. Because with a lance you want to like run something down, like run into it and use your speed and your weight to drive that lance home, and this could be perfect for that.
Yeah, it's making me get like Centaur vibes now.
Yeah, that would be a way to do it. Make it a Centaur torso, and then he's got his lance driving in there. So I think
have to look at this store.
For me, the torso and the lance are the strongest parts of the model. The shield's pretty cool. I feel like I'd want to make it a little bigger. Because it's good for like him fighting with it, but like if he's trying to defend a tyrant with it, doesn't really make a ton of sense. Oh, good luck, Darth Bob, with your dental appointment. He's also got some scything talons that come with him, and they've got kind of like a shielded vibe to them. It reminds me of some of Roberto's sketches, where it's the talon and then there's like shield plates underneath. They're pretty good. They're a little kind of that Gumby bent up vibe.
Oh, it's got a support still in there.
Yeah, I gotta clean that out. I literally just opened it.
That's what.
And then, there's another one. This one's a little more.
It's kind of crab clawy, which is cool.
Yeah, it's interesting. It also comes with crushing claws.
I like that one.
They're okay, but I feel like they're a little weedy. Like, I like this arm part, I like this part, but then the claw doesn't really do it for me. It might be because of my whole thing where I don't like crab, like parrot claws. It'd be cool to cut that off, flip it around.
I feel like that would work better on a different model.
Yeah. And it's very much reminiscent of the Stonecrusher claws, but not as nice as the Stonecrusher claws. I think it suffers from being smaller.
It almost looks like a head.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's okay. I'm not, like, the forearm's cool, but I'm not crazy about the claw tip on them. But you could have a... Again, he's trying to emulate, like, the guards, so I guess they have crushing claws, so these guys have crushing claws. And then, I don't really get what these are, but I guess they're rending claw hands? They just look kind of atrophied. Which could be cool. On maybe a different model.
Oh, I do like that.
But I mean, if he's got like his upper arms being like hardcore repurposed with the shield and the lance, maybe having these little atrophied arms down here is okay. But
so I feel like those would look really cool on that other one, the Biovore.
ooh,
With those and the little arms, so it has like 6 pairs of arms.
yeah. Well, it does have 6 already.
Or 8, like a spider then.
Oh, okay, it's got like its bracing arms for firing. Why can I never get this? Oh, okay, because they're on a weird angle. And then if we took these and shoved them in here, scale's a little out of whack, but I see what you mean. Yeah. So I think I'm probably gonna do the Pyrovore up as is, like as packaged, all the bits, slap it together. The legs are not too bad, but I think when it comes to I got an extra arm. What the heck?
How does that tail work? How does the guard tail look with that Pyrovore?
Oh, the guard tail. Interesting. Let's see. Getting all my bits mixed together.
Comments. Flint hammer. I use the guard claws on my crab parent guard. Still have the scything talons to use on something.
Nice.
Darth Bob didn't really like the model at first, but it grew on him. He likes how squat and chunky it is. And the tail reminds him of the Forge World Hive Tyrants. Peter Hansen said the same thing. Darth Bob loves the lance. Brett Evans likes the idea of making a centaur, and it reminds him of the Zote from Blackstone. And Peter Hampson also isn't feeling the crushing claw, but he likes the sword and shield and the talons.
Nice. So I'd say the tail from the guard doesn't really work on the Biovore, or at least how it's designed, because like the hips for it are here, and it's got the tail that attaches, so the legs go in there. But if you take this, it's got like a separate hip joint. So you could do like one of the... No, you couldn't do one of those. That doesn't really work. You could do this, but you're kind of like doubling up on the hip joint. So you could... It could look good, but I would like cut off... Sorry. It could look good, but I'd cut off that ball joint and bring it like right flush if I was going to do it. Yeah, but I don't mind the tail on this dude. In fact, I think it's kind of cool. Yeah.
That does look cool. What about the other one? Opposite ways.
The what?
Switching the tails.
Oh, putting the tail on this dude.
Because it kind of needed like a chunkier torso. Or
yeah. Well, what about if we did that and then like... Yeah, it like... So your instinct is right. This feels like the chunky kind of thing that I want to see on this model. It still suffers from the fact that it's not long enough. Like it needs more torso or midriff. Actually, you know what? I'm going to grab some other Tyranid bits to compare to this. One second.
Crafting Troll, the resin's been really good apparently. Like it's like really high quality besides a couple like supports and stuff. And I did see some flash on it, so it probably needs like cleaned a little bit. But I don't know about the... I mean, for resin you always want to like wash it, but I don't think it looks too bad. So in a bit we'll talk about the GW release because I'm excited for those vampires. What about you guys?
Oh yeah. All right. So gotta find a warrior.
Oh wait, can you hear me, Nick?
I can hear you.
Okay, I'm just gonna read comments then. Flint Hammer says every guard model comes with 3 arms, 2 for one side and 1 for the other to make them buried if you get a few.
Oh.
And Dirty Birds says that Biovore body reminds him of those floating psychic knits. I forget what those are called. And
The zone throw? Are we talking zone throw? The floating...
yeah, I think it's Zone Throw, if that makes sense. I think that's the one that he's talking about.
There we go. All right, so I got a couple of comparators here. So we got one of these. Actually.
Just a heads up, in about 20 minutes, I gotta go for a few minutes to
Sure.
check on my print. And
Oh,
I'll be
okay.
back.
Your life is ruled by your 3D printer.
What was that?
Your life is ruled by your 3D printer.
Yep. Well, I don't have much going on right now.
Oh, good distraction.
Yep.
Where the hell?
I'm also still working on those dungeon tiles that I mentioned like months ago. I was originally making them for my friend's birthday, and then it took too long. So they're for Christmas.
Next
which was
year?
a month ago.
Or Christmas this year?
Yeah, Christmas last year.
Okay.
Well, there's a lot at this point.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like commission-wise, probably like a couple $100 worth.
Is it a commission or it's like a gift?
It's a gift.
Okay.
I've also got like some models that I promised I would paint for him like 2 or 3 years ago that I'm trying to get to
Yeah.
go with these.
So I've got like, damn it, I've got this Tyranid bit box, and I swear I had like, oh man.
You only have one Tyranid's Biz box?
Oh, I have several, but like this one, this is the miscellaneous one.
Miscellaneous.
Because I've got like, I got this bag of stuff that I was going to use to make Tyrant Guards, but I think maybe I moved it somewhere else. I don't know.
That's not good, man.
Oh, I got matching Tyrant legs. Okay, that's good. Okay, I can stop messing around now.
Glenn Hammer wants to know if you'll be doing a watch-along for the GW stream.
So that's what I wanted to talk about. What do people think? Do you guys want to do a watch along? We could do that. I mean, there's not going to be any Tyranid content. There's not going to be any Dark Eldar content. But we could do it. We did it. I'm not going to do that bingo thing that I did last time. But, yeah, let me know. What do you think?
Could be cool.
What do you think, Jacob?
It could be cool. I usually don't watch, like those kind of things, but I might be down because I have the time. Comments. I'm looking forward to the Vampire release. Hurricane X7 says he's looking forward to the Vampire release. I'm also really looking forward to the Vampire release because like I don't really collect armies, but I really like the vampires and the lore for the vampires from the old world, so I'm excited for them to finally be coming back. Looking at like the little release thing, the stuff they haven't announced, it looks like the next one's probably going to be like a green skin army, and I'm thinking there might be a dark elf and a high elf army.
You mean for the war bands?
Yeah, for the warband. Look, because they released like little symbols.
Yeah, I saw those.
And like just like the way they look kind of reminds me of those, like those two factions.
I think other people have also said the green skin thing.
Well, I mean, if you look at it, it's like obviously a green skin of some kind, or an ogre. It's like one of those two.
Yeah. All right, we're digging deep through the boxes now. This is ridiculous. I just want to get out like bits from like different Tyranids to compare in terms of size and shit like that. Oh, here we go. I'm gonna regret this later when I can't find these bits, but whatever. The things I do for love. Okay. Man. So I had this idea way back that I wanted to do Tyrant Guards. This was before we had plastic Tyrant Guards, but I wanted to do them a little like bigger and chunkier because I felt like even when they were pewter or Finecast, the Tyrant Guards that we had were not big enough to really guard a Tyrant. Like, if someone's like right in its face, sure, they could probably block a shot, but if someone's shooting it from like a distance, they got no hope. So the beauty of the... Oh shit, hold on. The beauty of the plastic Hive Tyrant model is that it comes with two different lower torsos, like legs, and tails. So I was thinking of taking the extra legs and tails from Hive Tyrants and making them into Tyrant Guard. Oh shit, I found it. I think I found it. Yes! Okay, this is it. So, that means that I have a lot of Hive Tyrant legs and tails kicking around that we can use to compare to this stuff. And I don't need you. So first of all, we've got okay, Hydracast. Let's get that out of there. Hydrocast lower torso for their guard, and lower torso for Games Workshop Tyrant Guard. So they're roughly the same size, but the tail on the Hydracast one I'd say is a lot more interesting, like longer and stuff like that. Whereas the guard one is just like a little, as Moloch would say, a little doggy tail. So there's that. And then these are the legs off of the guard. So you can see they fit with that size of lower torso. They're still like a weird angle or whatever. And then versus the legs off of the Hydracast one. Now I've lost my train. I think it's this one. Yeah, so they're close. The Hydracast one has a much chunkier hoof, which I really like. And in general, like it's bigger. It looks slightly bigger. So that's that. But then what I'm thinking is I'm thinking of making it. Hold on, let me see what I can do with this lighting switch. So I want to get more light, but I don't want it to be crazy bright.
Crafting troll. I think a lot of people are excited for the kangaroo elves.
I am not excited for the kangaroo elves. I think the kangaroos look awful.
I'm half excited because I think I could make them into lizards.
Oh, gotcha.
But they're a little bit goofy for a main release. I feel like they would make sense for Blood Bowl, but I'm not sure about Sigmar.
Yeah.
But they could be cool. I don't know. The high elves are in like a weird place right now with their models.
True. Kind of in between
a
bunch of different things. Oh, there we go.
Brett Evans is working on a weird counts as armies with trees and flowers wearing armor. He's thinking the vampires might work well with the big release. What was that?
I love count as armies. I want to hear all about your count as armies. That's like my passion, count as.
Spooky S Bone Man has posted some work in progress models of his Animaniacs Necromunda team on Instagram, and there's the link.
Cool.
On Insta.
Spooky S Bone Man, are you the one who said that the sculpting tools that I love so much probably came from Lee Valley, and you found the link? Because I went on Lee Valley after last week's stream and I bought some spatulas. So if those are my favorite spoon tool, then that is freaking awesome. Okay, so here is a normal Tyrant leg that I was messing around with earlier. And a Tyrant lower torso. This was for my like weird guard project. But I'm just thinking that, actually, this lower torso is a little messed up because I put like an armor plate from a Trigon on it. But taking a look at the Hydracast guard torso and sticking it on there, that feels pretty good to me. I'd probably adjust the angle of the tail a bit because it looks like there's not much space here between like the foot and the ground. But I think that they would work well on a Tyrant lower torso if you got some extra of those hanging around. And they'd be like a real big chunky guard. I've also got Carnifex tail here, which I think might be a bit overkill for them. It's really pretty big. And Carnifex leg. The thing with the Carnifex lower torso is like it's huge. The legs are not that huge. Like if you were to take a Carnifex leg and take a Tyrant leg, they're basically the same size. It's just the Carnifex leg is a butt. Like in fact, the Tyrant leg is longer and sleeker. The Carnifex leg is just chunky. So you might be able to get away with the Carnifex leg on these guys as well if you wanted to go for like a chunkier look versus the long and sleek Tyrant look. But I would say still use a Tyrant lower torso if you could, because the Carnifex torso is huge. Like when I was making Moloch's Crucified Prime, I used a Carnifex lower tail as the whole torso for the thing because it's so big. And that's a trick that Bits of Box taught me. So it would be a bit overkill on these dudes. Unless you want like a really big dude with some big chunky hips. Yeah. So yeah,
I mean, that is the thing.
did people respond to whether they want to see a preview stream? Because we could just do it. Like I gave up on watching the preview streams a while back because I kept getting disappointed by this is gonna be the biggest preview in the world, and it was just like a normal
I'm glad they
preview.
stopped doing that.
Yeah, me too. But because like in terms of normal previews, like they're pretty good. But if you're trying to pretend it's the biggest preview in the world, it doesn't really measure up. But I found that when I did the last one and it was like kind of disappointing, I enjoyed it more because I was watching it with all of you folks on the stream.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan. I think there's like a pretty generally like decent reaction for it. So I saw on the GW on Warhammer community, they're saying they're about to start going back to normal releases. So I think they're about to like go on to their normal schedule, like
Really?
Before COVID.
That's pretty quick.
So they're gonna start doing like double releases, like a month instead of their former pace, which I actually kind of liked because I could keep up with it.
Wait, you mean they were gonna go to every 2 weeks? Because that was the last thing I saw.
Yeah, something like that. They're gonna go back to like their original release schedule instead of what it has been, which was slower but easy to keep up with.
Oh, I didn't see that. Okay, because yeah, for a while they were releasing a new thing every month. But then they had that post where they were like, we're going to release it every 2 weeks. No, sorry. They're releasing a new thing every week. Like there was always something new. And then around Christmas, they posted something saying, oh, FYI, COVID slowed us down. We're going to once every 2 weeks, which seems more sane to me. So are you saying they're going back to once a week?
I think so. They might have slowed down to like they were posting something every 3 weeks, and I'll be going back to 2 weeks, but I'm not sure because they weren't super clear. They were saying they're going back to their older schedule.
Oh, without explaining what that older schedule was. Helpful.
Yeah, pretty much. Flinthammer says do the Carnifex head trick for the pelvis.
Yo! Damn, you're smart. Where my Carnifex head at? Oh, I got one right here.
Mookie S. Boneman is working on a little comic about his crew to go along with the conversions to explain the backstory, which sounds pretty cool, dude. I'll give you a follow so I can see that stuff.
That's a good call. Good call, Flinthammer.
Crafting Troll says he wouldn't watch a preview stream, but if people want it and you're watching, then go for it. Because I normally don't watch those, but I'll like do community stuff.
Well, I'm just gonna like we could all just like hang out and work on models and then have it on in the background. And then when it's like, because they only show the models for like, oh, what the hell's this? Oh, I think I almost lost a bit here. What is this? There's like this tiny little bit and I don't really know what it's... Oh, okay. So if you don't want, on the guard model, if you don't want a whip tip on your shield, they give you like a little like nubbin that you can like, I guess it's like a retracted whip or something. Sorry, Jacob, you just got... my Discord does a thing where it'll like make you quiet after a while. And if I put you back... So I just got to kill the call and start again. One sec.
Okay, that's fine.
How do I hang up? Call ended. Okay, good. Let's try it again. Hello.
Is that better?
Much better, thanks. How difficult would it be to bulk up the shield?
Yeah.
Just
like a couple extra armor plates or something.
Well,
to make it look more like one of the Hive guard shields.
The only thing with it is that it's very intricate, which is really cool. I actually didn't realize how intricate it was. But if you look at it, it's got a bunch of little tiny plates along the length. Oh god, where is the focus? Along the length of it. So that makes it more challenging. But I'm not above a challenge.
So say you did like 2 or 3 big plates kind of on the back in between, like where it kind of has that little long overhang, and the little overhangs, like you like bulked it out with like a couple big plates to make it larger.
That would work.
That as like a front plate.
That would work. Yeah, what you could do is you could get a Carnifex. Where the heck are we? Get one of those Carnifex armor plates, cut it up, and use that. 1,000 on one side. Got 1,000, and of course I can't find them. So yeah, you could take like a Carnifex plate, and you could like cut these bits out or something, or like cut it down the middle, and like stick it in underneath, or something to kind of like bulk it out to make it bigger.
Okay.
Yeah, that could work. What I would do is I would like separate the shield from the arm, and then you could kind of like position it in around effects plate, and then reposition it onto the arm. Because this piece is so nice that I'd want to like preserve it while mounting it onto the larger plate.
Would it be easier to just like shove a couple plastic card strips in and like sculpt the tops and the bottoms?
Yeah, you could do that. You could definitely do that. But what I'm thinking is that with the way it's mounted on the arm, it doesn't leave you very much space to add stuff in here, like because you got to get in underneath and like clear the arm. So if you were to detach it and then add the stuff, like cut it kind of like through here, kind of through there, and then add the stuff, you'd have a lot more room to play with if it sat like a little more proud of the actual arm.
Okay.
Yeah. And then it would like feel more shieldy. I was also playing with the idea of cutting it off and remounting it like this, because I think that angle would look kind of cool. Like with the plates facing downward. And then like the bulk of the shield is up top. Kind of like shielding him or shielding incoming shots.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you were gonna cut the shield off, would it be worth using that same arm or switching to like a GW arm?
I would probably switch, because I feel like once that's like the shield is the strongest part of that arm. It's well sculpted up here, like the detail. There's nothing much on the back. So the only thing you're really saving is this, and then you're going to cover it with a shield. So with a GW arm, you might be able to get more like space out, and you might be able to get like something that looks a little bulkier, which would be nice. Here's a hack from Flynn Hammer, which was smart, and I forgot about it. The neck off of a Carnifex head, and every Tyranid player has 1,000 Carnifex heads, is a really good waste. So if you take this, you can shove it in somewhere like this, or adding any other tail on there, and then you've got like a waist bit that you can then mount the torso onto. And it works real well.
Bye, Crafting Troll. He's heading out.
Oh, see you later, Crafting Troll. Thanks for joining. If you want to come and hobby with us on the weekend, I'll probably set up a stream for the preview thing, and we can just hobby and chat and look at vampires every so often. Because the way the things work... Oh, Vermis is here! Yo, what the hell, buddy? Welcome. Haven't seen him in a while. So Vermis is on Instagram as VYRMS, or maybe it's just VRMIS. And he is the one who drew the Dominatrix sketch that we all love so much. Welcome, buddy.
Hello.
Yeah, so we'll do the preview stream on the weekend, and it'll be a good way to just kind of like chill out, do some hobby for a stream that we might not love, but there might be cool shit, and then we can talk about it while we're watching it. Because they show you like cool stuff for like a minute or like 2 minutes, and then they talk about it for 30 minutes, and I never listened to that part. So we could just talk about it for 30 minutes.
They do like to bloviate.
Well, they probably talk about important stuff if you care about that army, like the rules and all that stuff.
Talk about like points.
Yeah, I'm mostly there for the models, so I'm like, okay, cool, thanks for showing me new models. All right, on to the next thing. So yeah, this torso is amazing. I'm really feeling it, and I think it could work well on a Tyrant lower torso. I think it's probably, you could do it on a Carnifex one, but then you're really getting like, you're going for something different. I feel like it's not quite wide enough to hold down a Carnifex torso. I wanted to show it's not really going to work for a warrior torso. It's just too weedy. Like the warrior torso is too weedy. This guy's too beefy. I think you could probably put, I don't think I have one, but a Ravener tail on it. Like I've used the Ravener tails to make lower torsos for Tyranid primes. Actually, you know what? I probably have one here. Survey says yes. All right, here we go.
Peter Hampson says, slight tangent, but I've had a thought regarding the transport creature I had ages ago. He originally thought of the passengers riding inside the creature's hollow torso, but what if they rode on the carapace of the creature instead, with big armored beetle-like articulated plates protecting them whilst they're on board?
Yes, I dig that. It makes me think, like whenever they talk about like transport Tyranids and like malefactors and stuff like that, the idea of them riding around inside the creature didn't really make sense. Like the Turvagon worked for me because and it like births them. But when you start talking about transport, someone on Warp Shadow came up with this idea of like check out these armor plates. Imagine if that armor plate extended like way back. There'd be a space in underneath. And what if like the creature's upper armor plate came like this, but the torso for the creature went like down? Actually, here we go. Look at this dude.
Hey Nick.
Yeah, you gonna run?
Your mic's messing up.
Oh, what's happening?
I don't know. It's just like going muffled. But
Muffled?
try talking again.
Is this better?
Yeah, that's better. There you go.
Okay, I'm not really sure what happened there. Sorry. Thanks for the heads up. So look at this dude, and he's got like these armor plates that come up here, and see this whole like blobby thing here. So picture that blobby thing being cleared out, and like maybe the creature's spine comes down like this, and you got all this space to like store some gaunts or whatever that you're transporting, and then the armor plates could like extend up. Here we go. Get some armor plates extending out like this. And like maybe going like all the way around, and then the guys hide in back here, and then like when it deploys, they could just like jump out and run around. Or if you want to be really gross, there could be like a portal in here or something that goes like right out its what? Yeah, sphincter. Yeah, get a sphincter in here that like comes out of its mouth. So it has like this really like armored front, and then that opens up and its mouth opens up, and then all the like transport bugs fly out. That'd be cool. Or you can just have them hop off the back. But yeah, I really like that idea, like hiding under the armor plates rather than running around.
Atelier also has to go.
All right, Atelier, thanks for joining us. Hope you had a good time. I know you don't do much 40K stuff, but if you want to join the stream on Sunday, you can join that, or Saturday. It'll be Saturday afternoon-ish for Europeans. All right. So yeah, I was gonna say that the warrior torso looks a little weedy on this dude, or the warrior tail looks a little weedy. The tyrant tail is substantial, but if you take a ravener tail, it could be pretty good. Here's a warrior leg.
What are the Tyranids that have like 4 legs?
4 legs?
Yeah, they're. Let me look at it.
Are you talking about the guard? Like the ones that carry around the big guns?
I think so.
And they
have. Call it Tyranids.
Yeah, they walk around on their hands, kind of like knuckle walking.
I think so.
Yeah, so this is the lower torso from one of those. And that's what they're trying to what Hydrocast is trying to emulate in this critter.
Okay.
So their legs are actually really small, and their lower torsos are really small. So they wouldn't really.
The YouTube's messing up.
Uh-oh.
Okay, sorry about that.
I think Vermis is trolling you. He's got a really weird sense of humor.
Okay. That's fine.
Or maybe he did mean 4 legs. I don't know. Yeah, so this is the guys that I think you're thinking about. That walk around. Because they, I think pretty much all Tyranids are bipedal. But they look like they're quadrupedal because they have these really long, gorilla arms that they, put down. Actually, they look kind of like the gorilla arms that come with this dude. Where the heck did that arm go? They've got, these big arms that they kind of, put down and walk on. So, yeah, they're... I don't know why that is, because I'm doing it through my... Is it better now?
Yeah.
I'm doing it through the webcam. Maybe if I get too close to it or something. I don't know.
It was really weird. I don't know. So I will be back in 5 minutes.
Sure. All right. How's everyone doing? Oh, geez, I have tea. I forgot I had tea. Does anyone have any questions about, while we got all this Hydracast stuff out, questions about it fitting in with various parts of the Tyranid line? Because I wasn't intending to do like this big a review and deep dive into it, but if you have questions, I got all the bits here, so we might as well check it out. But I would say that I'm going to do the Pyrophage straight up, out of box. It looks good. I like it. It's got a good head. It's got an interesting design. The legs are not too bad, and the arms definitely work for me. I don't know if I'm going to do like the little weedy arms, because they're actually cool bits that I could put on something else. Maybe I'll just make it look like the arms are like growing into the gun. Yeah, but for this dude, I'm definitely gonna give him like a sexier lower torso of some kind. I think I'm liking the Tyrant. Like, it's big and chonky, but he's supposed to be a guard, so he's supposed to be big and chonky. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with that because I got a couple of those Tyrant lower torsos. The Ravner is closer, but I don't know. Like Ravener with Tyrant legs doesn't really work for me. And I have a warrior leg here. The warrior legs are just really small, so they are too small for this critter, I'd say. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I feel like the Tyrant legs are the best bet. And again, if you want him to be really beef, you can go with Carnifex. But I would say that if you're doing that, you need to have like a plan for like bulking up his upper torso a bit or something, because it looks almost too big. It's kind of extreme. Actually, do I have? I have that. It's not. What are people saying? Gluing my birthday stuff together. Oh, David, what's your birthday stuff? Tell us more. Wasp-inspired thing with that huge torso, real weedy projection, then a large tail piece. That's an idea. Maybe the carapace could grow into a protected space for passengers. Oh, we talked about that. Go for the Tyrant legs as the other look too small, but maybe use the Carnifex legs with, or vice versa. Oh, that's an interesting idea, man. Putting Carnifex legs on the Tyrant torso. Let's see. So, or the lower leg section. This is not a torso. Thorax? Is that the word I'm looking for? Thorax? So, oh, that's interesting, Flinthammer. Of course, you're the one with all the good Tyranid ideas. So yeah, the lower torso from the Tyrant, I would say fits the size of the upper torso better. But if you were to put the Carnifex legs on it, it makes it much beefier. Like, oh shit, because the Tyrant legs are kind of lithe, and like they're cool. That makes sense. But when I see the Carnifex legs on this guy, I'm just like, yo, this guy means business. Like, he is stopping a bullet. Oh man, that's a good idea. Good work, buddy. I like that. That is big. That is big and beefy. Man, cool idea, man. It works. I think that's maybe what I'm gonna do. And then I'll save the Tyrant legs for something else, because they're good legs. Whoa, lots of popping off. Vermis says, that does make me think, shouldn't a Tyrant's bodyguard be a massive Carnifex-sized thing? Weren't Carnifexes Tyrant bodyguards at some point? You might be right, Vermis, that Carnifexes were meant to be a Tyrant bodyguard in the old fluff, but we have had Tyrant guards since 3rd edition, so I don't really know. But yeah, like, if someone's going to take a bullet for a Tyrant, like, they better be substantial. Basing an orc skin and building the base. Oh, Tony Rask, man! Welcome, buddy! I feel like we haven't had you on the stream in a while, possibly ever. It's good to see you. Thanks for joining us. I'm gonna get this light out of here. It's not doing anything. Oops, sorry. Yeah, this has turned into more of a review Hydracast miniatures stream than a hobby stream. I'm not mad, but hopefully that's okay with you folks. It's not contrary to your expectations. What's Tony Rask saying? Oh, Hurricane's converting a Mega Gargant to look like Frankenstein's monster. I love that. I'm sculpting stitch skin. Oh man, you're using the stitching video. So happy to hear it. I'm glad that you're using it. Hopefully it's helping you out. Hurricane, I probably follow you on Instagram. I don't know if you're on Instagram. Can you send me a PM just so I know where you're at and I can take a look at your Gargant? Hey, Charlie Gray, welcome. Oh wait, I didn't see if Spooky S Bone Man responded to my Lee Valley comment. Okay, I'm working on a little comic about a crew to go. Okay. All right, so I think, Spooky, thanks for the tip on Lee Valley. I'm going to get those, and I'll let you know if they're the good stuff. Mark, good to see you, buddy. And Peter Hampson, I feel like that's a better use for the Toxicrene Maliceptor, because it's a bit of a rough design. Whoa, you got a lot of stuff, David. You're going to be busy for a while. And then what's going on? So, Tony, glad you could join us for this one. Don't worry about missing them. That's why we put the videos in. So you can check it out anytime. Next week's stream, I think Hydra's going to be back, so we might be trying to do some sculpting together. I don't know if we're going to take requests or just randomly sculpt on stuff, but you can look forward to that. Don't quote me. I won't believe it until it happens, but we're trying to set it up, and it looks promising. Still with a P stream, just planning the project work progressing. Oh, yeah, that's a good point, Flynn. I am planning. Oh, another thing that you can look forward to. We wanted to do this for November back in November, but the stars did not align. But now the stars are better aligned, and Hydra, Moloch, and I are going to do a thing in February where, well, I'm going to save it. I'm not going to say what it is, but there's going to be a thing happening in February, and it's going to be Tyranid related. And I'll be posting a new episode of the Xenos Alchemist podcast, which was a special interview that I did with the two of them where we talked about Tyranid design. So you can look forward to that. And at the end of that, I pulled a fast one on them, and that's going to inform what's going on in February. But suffice to say, there will be some Tyranid stuff going on in February. And you can check in for that. But yeah, that'll be going on in February. Should be interesting. And we'll get into Tyranid design and the stuff that we love and maybe don't love so much on the newer Tyranid models. What else going on? Radical, no problem. I have awesome work partner and a kid who works. Oh, so that's why you get your good stuff, David Hills, because you have an awesome partner and a kid who works. Nice. Flynnhammer, did I tease redesign conversions a while back? If I did, I totally, spoiled the surprise. But, you can look forward to maybe a surprise or maybe something you absolutely already know about. But that episode of the podcast will be coming out at the end of June. Sorry, not June, January. At the end of January, so you can look forward to that. And then we will have some cool stuff happening in February. All right. Oh, I keep almost losing things. Good thing I'm wearing my work apron. So I'm going to put the Pyrophage away, because we're not really doing as much with him. I'm guessing no one needs to see any crazy stuff with the Pyrophage. In terms of repurposing the Pyrophage, I didn't think about how he could be repurposed, but I suppose it could happen. You could make yourself a Burny Flamey Carnifex. If you wanted a Carnifex that had more of a spewy look to him, you could take a Pyrophage and stick it on a Carnifex torso. Interesting. It could work. I would put a little more, use this as the front armhole and then sculpt more carapace in here or ribcage in here and put a second armhole in there. And then attach him on. He'd be very long and lithe, kind of more cat-like, which is kind of cool. The head would be a little small, but the head's kind of grown into a giant gun, so maybe that's not that weird. And in terms of Tyrant torso, could also work, but the Tyrant torso is more upright and less able to flip forward than the Fex one. If we were to put a Ravener on him, he'd look like this. I think that would just be an interesting tail if you wanted to replace his tail. If you wanted to be really weird, you could put a warrior lower torso here, but I don't know. That's just a tail at that point. yeah. Carnifex legs? What do they look like? It would just make him more beefy and more like off the ground because this creature sits pretty low on the ground as is. His like belly's basically on the ground crawling around. So if you wanted to make him a little bigger, you wanted to switch him up, you could definitely use those bits on him. Where the heck? Why do I keep losing bits? There we go. Yeah, because he's like right down on the ground normally. What else are we saying? The redesign conversion. Yep. Oh yes, Flint Hammer. I'm super happy you liked Antillian Haruspex idea. Don't spoil any more of that. Don't remember. Thing that could not be talked about. We're not talking about the thing that can't be talked about, David Hill. And the Dimacaron is not the thing that we don't talk about. That's actually a different thing. But we did talk about the Dimacaron, didn't we, on that stream? So it's clearly not the thing we don't talk about. Okay, so that is it for the Pyrophage. So I asked the dude if I needed to wash these miniatures before I paint them, and he very, not cryptically, he's like, well, I'm gonna just send them to you, and I want you to have an authentic experience like you were just buying them as one of my customers. So I'm not gonna tell you anything, but just treat them like normal resin. So I guess I'm gonna wash them. Got too much stuff out. Thing cannot. So Flint Hammer's gonna be working on Giants for the next year. As far as the Pyrophage goes, perhaps replace the legs and tailpiece to make him look like that Baneling conversion you started ages back. Oh man. I can't believe people remember my Baneling conversion. Yeah, you could turn him into a Baneling if you took the tail off and just kind of like made it curve down underneath and gave him some like longer legs. So he's more like spidery, skittery along. Freaky good. I'm not sure what that's related to, Vermis. Oh, so Vermis is saying the Pyrophage makes me think of Jess's original Gargoyles meets Geiger's Space Jockey. Oh, shit. Were those Jess's Gargoyles with the crazy flame spurt? That is a really cool observation that is making me see this model in whole new lights. Like, what if we made him into like a mega gargoyle and we like took this as a flame spurt and instead of giving him legs, we gave him wings. And he's like flying around with his big ass flame spurt, flaming the crap out of people. And then he has like a tail that curves around underneath. The wings, we need to figure out the wing attachment because I want them to attach up in here somewhere, but there's the crazy bulbous stuff. But that's a cool idea, man. And I love those original gargoyles. So, hey, welcome back.
Hello.
We just had a cool idea for the Pyrophage.
Ooh, I want to know.
Back in 2nd edition Tyranid gargoyles, they didn't have flesh borers. They just had this thing called a flame spurt, which was like a flamethrower that was built into their face. And Vermis was saying that this reminds him of that kind of thing, and he's totally right. So if you like slap some wings on this dude, and he was like flying around flame spurting people, that could be pretty cool.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Like a big gargoyle.
Yeah, huge one. Like I guess he'd be bigger than warrior size, I'd say. So
Would he be like what's it called? Like their commander thing?
oh, like a prime?
Yeah, isn't there like a flying prime?
I don't think there is a flying prime, unless I've missed some. Like, to be honest, I don't play, so they could have introduced a flying prime. But if there's a flying prime, he could be that. I kind of want him to be like a harpy or a hive crone stand-in, but I don't know if he's big enough. But maybe. Yeah, the only issue for me is that I feel like the body would like curve here, the tail would go here, and the wings want to go right here. But there's this whole like massive blobbiness that would get in the way. But maybe the wings attach further up. I don't know. That's cool. That's a really good idea, man. Yeah, I really like this dude.
Where were you at on the comments?
Oh, I've got through most of them. So okay. I was getting down to Hurricane 87. I haven't posted the Mega Gargant on Instagram yet, but I will. So Flint Hammer says wash them. That's good. Yeah, Oh yeah, the Flying Warriors got cut from the Codex apparently.
Okay.
Blitz Mechanica, thanks for joining us. We're just looking at some Hydracast stuff that I got in the mail and reviewing it. Oh man, I want to make a Mega Gargoyle. I don't even like flying Tyranids, but that's a really cool idea. Man, this dude with his friggin' lance. I love it. Now I'm trying to figure out if I want to make him into a centaur or not.
Or Snake Tour.
Snake Tour would be cool. Oh wait, maybe that's how the Carnifex lower body works on him, as a Snake Tour.
So my prints came out awesome.
Good. Glad to hear it.
They were kind of a test print, so now I gotta slice another file and then take that to my printer, and then put the ones that just printed into. Wait, sorry, there's so many files I have to go through, and then put the ones I just did into the UV lamp.
Yeah. So this is resin that you're working with?
Yep.
Nice.
What's going on with my internet? Hold on.
It is broken. You're talking to me. I probably broke it.
Yeah. Pretty much, like, the stream quality went to, like, garbage.
On yours? Oh, I wonder. I should check my stream.
No, it's like it went to 144p instead of, like, whatever it was at.
YouTube is not giving me a warning. So I think we're okay.
It's my internet.
Oh, okay.
It like dropped your quality down like a lot.
Gotcha. I'm just like, oh man. Do you think this lance thing could do people think this lance thing could still work as a bone sword, or does it have to be like a chargy nid for it to work?
I mean, it could work as a bone sword, but it looks awesome as a lance.
Yeah, definitely. Because, yeah, I kind of want to use it as a bone sword, but I don't know. I also want to make some, like, chargy centaur lance dudes. Well, you know it's a good model when it's inspiring a bunch of crazy conversion ideas that you didn't plan on doing at all, so... Yeah, good on you, Hydrocast.
I might have to get some of those, but then I have to buy Tyranid bits to convert them.
Yo, man, I've got so many Tyranid bits. You just tell me what you need. I'll send them through.
Alright. Oh, so when I get back, I had something I want to talk to you about.
Yeah.
That it's like one of your favorite topics. So.
Is it Space Marines?
No, like actually one of your favorite topics.
The only issue I have with this model's solid. I love it. But if I had to pick one bone of contention, it would be, one sec. We got a weird thing with the armor plates happening here. Where, like, this ridge on this armor plate, I feel like it should come right to the front, but for some reason it, like, wings up here. I think because this one's, like, kind of on top, but it creates this weird shape here, which is just, like, a nerd Tyranid aesthetic thing. Also, this is supposed to be a guard, and this is his frontward facing, but I feel like if you shoot this guy right here, he's toast. Like, I love this, like, flared out bit, and this, like, I am obsessed with this head. It gives me so many Doom vibes, and I love all this. But I just feel like functionally, this doesn't make a lot of sense. I feel like that's a squishy bit. He's going to get a bullet right in there. He's going to be toast. So, I don't know. That's just me picking. Like, I seriously love this dude.
Tissue and not like bone?
Yeah, I seriously love this dude. So I should just shut up. But that's my only bone of contention on this otherwise magnificent torso. And I'm probably going to, like, fix up the armor plates in the front here because they look not exactly Tyranid. But that's easily
fixed. Like hollow bones.
Oh, this part? Yeah, it might be. This might just be one big bone piece.
There's a science term. You see it sometimes in like sea animals.
Yeah.
I want to say like crabs or something, where that's actually like bone plates that look kind of open.
That are all just fused together?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay.
Like exoskeleton stuff.
God, this guy's so cool.
Or even like have you ever seen like the insides of a bone?
Oh
Like
yeah,
mammal?
yeah.
So it looks kind of like that.
Oh, okay.
Verma says, "Do Centaur reclaim the Zote for the hive mind?"
Well, they released that one Zote that was amazing, and then they released that other Zote that was trash. Well, it was amazing, but its legs were too stumpy. So
Wait, the football one?
the football one, it's cool, but its legs are way too stumpy.
Yeah.
Like it looks, it's not. It doesn't look like it's face planting. It's literally face planting into the ground.
Yeah, it's like it's because it looks like it's body slamming.
Yeah.
And it's hard to convert that model. Which is like the only problem I have with like Blood Bowl is like those models are awesome, but the way they have them sculpted, like you have to cut everything.
No, it's fine. It's
okay. Well, at least my dwarf ones.
I
Because like I really wanted the beard, but
Yeah.
like one of my favorite beards, the arm is like sculpted into the beard.
Gotcha.
So I have to cut the entire arm out and then resculpt the beard to like put it on something else.
You're not wrong. I'm just saying that like the quality of I just feel like the quality of the Blood Bowl stuff is so good, and like I love the dynamism. Like this dude who I grabbed to like practice sculpt on when we were doing our thing on the weekend. Just put a gun in his hand. Just put a sword in his hand. He looks like someone who's coming to kick your ass. Like we don't have very dynamic. A lot of like the Warhammer stuff is just kind of standing there. So I love the dynamism in Blood Bowl so much that I can forgive the fact that it is sculpted weirdly. Like this guy's like knees attach and like his hands attached to his arms weirdly. So you gotta have to glue them together and then cut them all apart to make them something else. But I do like the variety that comes with having like all those weird creatures and stuff.
Yeah. So I mean, like that one kind of looks like a witch from the Dark Elves.
Yep.
It kind of has like the same like dynamism from those, which is cool.
Yeah, this is a dark elf dude. He's not. I don't think he's a witch dude. He's like they're the guys that.
No, I'm just saying he looks like a 40k witch.
Yes. So I'm hoping he's going to be like they released the Vansar book in Necromunda, and there's like this thing called the House of Masks, which are these dudes that help Vansar. So I kind of wanted to like. I saw someone use the Canite witch elf face is like a mask for a House of Masks dude, so I had the same idea. Or I ripped off that idea.
I think that's from the Harpies.
Yeah.
The Daughters of Cain Harpies.
Yes. I bought that box for the wings for Crew.
Dude, I got so lucky. I bought like one of the last start collecting witch elves, which has like everything that's from the witch elves.
Oh, what? Do they not sell it anymore?
Yeah, so they had like a start collecting witch elves, but they had like the whole everything, and then they have like a small box now. But they used to have like a huge box, which was kind of expensive. They used to have like for Stigmar, they used to have like some of them they still do, but they have like really, really, really big boxes.
Yeah.
They're like super good value because they got like the Blood Rack Shrine. They got like every single commander for the witch elves. They got like every kind of witch elf. They got two units of the warriors. Like there's like 3 things of the harpies and like one of the snake people.
Oh, nice.
The snake women. And I think that was like $200 or something, which is like $600 for the models.
I was tempted recently by a I don't know. I was like looking up like Wraith Lords because I'm like I want to buy a Wraith Lord, and then I found this.
I have 2 if you want one.
Aren't you using them?
So I bought 2 of the start collecting boxes because I needed more Wraith Guard because the way I did my Wraith Guard for the Kroot, I decided that I wanted them to be Wraith Blades instead of Wraith Guard.
Yep.
So I was just going to shelve that unit. So I have 2 Wraith Lords, which I can't shove into an army. Like, the only thing is I wanted to do, like, the dynamism for the model because, like, I've seen so many cool conversions.
Yeah. That would be the same thing if I took you up on your Wraith Lord's offer. But the insane thing that I was contemplating doing was my local, like, friendly local gaming store, they still have one of the Apocalypse boxes for Craft World, which is like it's a Wraith army. It's 2 Wraith Lords, it's 15 Wraith Guards, and it's only like Canadian, $170. And like and it has a Spirit Seer, So I calculated it, and it comes out to like a value of like $325 Canadian or something for $170.
Hold on. Let me link you something. Because that sounds just basically like the start collecting box times 2, which is awesome.
Is it the start collecting box? Is there a Wraith?
Yeah, there's a Wraith Lord in the start collecting box. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Eldar. I don't know if this Amazon link will work because you're in a different country, but...
Oh, if it's American Amazon, maybe not. Although I have bought stuff off American Amazon before.
So I bought like 2 of these. I'm just going to message it to you on Discord.
Yeah.
I bought 2 of these boxes. Because it comes with the Spirit Seer. It comes with... It comes with...
Warwalker.
5 Wraith Guard or Wraith Blades, whichever you want to build, and then like a Warwalker, which is ugly, but I think can be used.
I like the Warwalker.
I don't know. Like,
I get why people say it's ugly, but I think it has promise. Yeah, for conversion, certainly.
Not as is. But I don't know. I don't like the bits too much. Like using the bits on something else, but like building it as is, like it just doesn't work. Because I couldn't even figure out how to like make it a crew, dude. Like as is. Now, since I have 2, I could make it like a quadruped and maybe do something with that. But I have no idea like what that would count as because I don't understand armies at all. But the Farseer model or whatever is awesome. Like I have 2 of those. I love them. Like
nice.
I didn't even finish painting it, but it's like so fun to paint that I like put it to the side because it was awesome.
Is this the current start collecting box or is it like out of print?
It's Craft World start collecting, but I was gonna do like a Samurai Eldar army for my crew.
Oh, so what did you want to talk about? What was your thing that you wanted to talk about that I'd be excited about?
So I thought I had watched The Expanse, but it turns out that I had not. So I started that today.
Oh, sick! I'm actually that's why we're streaming early, so I can go watch The Expanse.
So I actually have to go back to my print real quick. So I can start carrying these, but this is so part of the reason that I started watching The Expanse is because I realized that the guys that I'm making are inspired by like a picture I've seen from The Expanse.
Oh.
So when I get them assembled, I'll send them to you.
Which part of The Expanse was it inspired by?
Literally, it's just like a picture of them in their spacesuits.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
They just look really cool. So I'm building like a bunch of dudes that like. Maybe like walking through, like if it was GW, it would be like some guardsmen walking through. Crap! What are those? Like the ships that are like lost.
Oh, like Blackstone Forge? Oh no, Space Hulk?
Yeah, like a Space Hulk.
Okay.
Something like that.
Nice.
I do comments, then I gotta go for a minute.
Yeah. I should probably go at some point because it's getting tight for me.
Oh yeah, you didn't even start the Dominated.
Well, we did a impromptu unboxing and review of Hydracast stuff. Hopefully everyone enjoyed it. Oh man,
there's too much going on with them. Peter Hampson says, alternatively, the flesh could be a fake weak point that's grown straight over more carapace. World War I tanks sometimes had painted fake vision slits to draw fire away from actual slits.
Oh, cool.
He's talking about those wonky bits that you had.
The what?
The ones you were like, this looks like soft flesh.
Yeah.
But yeah, Space Marine aims his bolter at what he thinks is squishy meats, but it's just a facade over more chips that's doing nothing of consequence.
I feel like that's probably the case with many Tyranid stuff. Space Marine aims his bolter at something he thinks is weak. Tyranid shrugs it off, doesn't give a shit.
You could like blow a Tyranid in half and it's not going to stop.
Exactly, it's powered by the hive mind. Mm-hmm. These arms are really cool.
Yeah, I really do like those arms. Brett Evans blended Nurgle his Nurgle Blood Bowl with his Poxwalkers to bulk out his force.
Oh my god, Nurgle Blood Bowl is one of my favorite things in the world. I love all of those models, like especially the zombies in there and like the weird like God, what is it? The weird beast man Nurgle zombie. He's the best.
Blitz Mechanica is still waiting for Tomb Blades to restock.
Oh, jeez.
Flynn Hammer says you have to get your Apocalypse box.
God, don't encourage me.
And he says you're also helping your local economy.
I'm also helping... What?
Hutch just got here, and he's hoping that it's not the end of the stream.
Hi, Hutch. It's the end of the stream. Sorry, buddy. But you'll have like a little weird video that you can watch at the beginning of the stream, which I did. That'll be fun if you rewatch it, if you take the time. Yeah, the problem with buying the Apocalypse box is it's for an army that I really don't need to do right now. Like, I got my crazy idea for an Eldar force, and yeah, it would require me to not only buy that box, but also buy Sylvaneth and also buy Ossiarch Bone Lords. So that's a lot of cash.
Which Ossiarch models?
I don't know, just like a random selection of bits. Like I probably want I have a box of the forearm dudes, the ones that everyone said were like Tyranid warriors. The old Tyranid warriors. Just sitting at Koskamade's house because I bought them for Adepticon and then we never went to Adepticon, so they're sitting in Buffalo, New York. So I've got those, and then like I don't know, I'd just get like a random assortment of other dudes to have the bits because I want to blend them with Eldar and blend them with Sylvaneth to make like a really messed up kind of Wraithbone. Yeah.
So my original plan for my crew required like Eldar and Ossiarchs. But I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with like my Ossiarchs now, because like my idea changed.
Yeah.
Because I was just going to do like advanced Eldar crew, but now they're like kind of Weebos. So
Weebos? What do you mean by Weebos?
Yeah. Yeah. Like they're super Japan inspired, because I just felt like it makes sense that if a crew like eats too many Eldar and starts becoming like an Eldar, like the martial society of like the Kroot plus like the weird honor system of the Eldar would just kind of result in like sort of like a semi-Japan type thing. So I was gonna make like an Akira style Farseer on like a hover bike.
Whoa, neat.
Like almost like and then just like a bunch of other like just samurai stuff.
Cool. All right. So I think I'll probably call the stream because it's almost 6 o'clock here. So probably time to go in for dinner. But we apparently we did no work today, but we broke down the Command Guard and the Pyrophage from Hydracast. Hydracast sent these through to me to have a look at, consider painting up, and they're really cool. Like I said before, I'm really hard on third-party Tyranids, and I wouldn't say they're perfect. I went over some of the stuff that I'm not crazy about, but in general, they hold up really well, and I feel like the way that he makes his Tyranids, he takes kind of his own design direction about them in really cool ways that feel very Tyranid. So yeah, I'm excited to do this Command Guard up, and I'm probably going to do the Pyrophage straight and just like paint it up just as it comes out of the bag, and then the Command Guard I'm going to convert him up a bit to make him a little beefier. But love that crazy lance thing. Oh no, Tom Wilson's here just for the end. That's okay, Tom. You can go back and watch it. It's all recorded. So yeah, for anyone who's still here, Saturday we'll do a stream for the Warhammer preview. And if you want, we can watch it here together, and we can complain if there's things we don't love. We can talk about how much we love vampires. And I'll probably just be like randomly working on stuff while we watch it. But yeah, so bring your work in progress stuff, and we'll actually do work then while chatting about the reveal stream. I think Brother Pink is going to be on for it, so we'll talk some shit. And he'll ask me a lot of random questions, because that's what he's good at. And yeah, we'll take it from there.
I did my best.
Thank you so much. No, you're good, man. You're good. Thanks for coming on, Jacob, and for helping with this one.
No problem.
I feel bad that we didn't do any actual like sculpting or work, but I guess hopefully this is interesting.
I texture tiles. But if we do talk about vampires, I could like go on and on about GW vampires.
Because you're a big lover of them?
Is there a big what?
You're a big lover of the GW vampire?
Yeah, just like the lore.
Yeah.
Like the lore is like so good for like old worlds. Like, I actually made a video explaining it to my friend that's somewhere on one of my YouTubes.
Oh, cool.
It's like a 20-minute video. It's like half garbage because I don't know how to edit. But
Okay. Just explaining the lore?
yeah, just like ranting about Isabella and Vlad von Karstein.
Yeah.
Because they're awesome.
Cool.
Like,
Well, should you send it to me? Is that a good like intro for me?
I guess. You're better off me just like spamming you with like messages on Discord.
Okay. Well, if you want to spam me with messages on Discord, I'm open to it.
Okay.
Charlie Gray, thanks for joining us. Oh yeah, you're in Spain. Okay. Yeah. So the recording will be up tomorrow, but we're done anyway. So you've seen the full. And yeah, I'll see anyone who wants to join up on Saturday. I'll set up the stream now so that you can see it in YouTube and find the right link. And we'll just talk some shit with the new releases. And now that I've revealed the secret about the Gun Beast, I can actually post pictures of it. I didn't want to make it too clear that I finished it weeks ago and put it in the mail. But yeah, or maybe someone else is going to post some pictures of it. We'll see.
Woo!
But yeah, thanks so much, Jacob.
No problem.
And maybe we'll see you on Saturday.
Yep.
Awesome.
I mean, I'm not doing anything.
All right. Well, might as well not do anything with us.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. Look forward to it.
Same here. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Thanks for joining the stream. Talk to you later.